Real Racing 3 is one of the oldest mobile racing games that's still receiving updates even after 12 years. The 2013 game still looks more impressive than many modern mobile racing games. However, completing the game 100% is extremely challenging due to the huge number of races and its heavy reliance on microtransactions. But since this is the third installment in the Real Racing series, have you ever wondered about the previous games? Well, let's go back to 2009 when Firemint, later known as Fire Monkeys, launched the very first Real Racing. Critics acclaimed it as one of the best games on the iPhone to date, and it scored an impressive 93% on Metacritic. The success of the original Real Racing as a result led to a sequel, and that's what we will talk about today. Before we begin, please hit the like and subscribe first. We're so close to reach 40,000 subscribers, and that's a big step toward earning the YouTube Silver Play button. Alright, let's get started. Just 1 year after Real Racing, Firemint released its sequel Real Racing 2 in December 16, 2010, initially for iOS, with later releases for Android, OS X Lion, and Windows Phone. Firemint invested over 18 months and nearly $2 million into development, with a team of around 30 at peak. Electronic Arts did not work on Real Racing 2 itself, but they acquired the studio on May 3, 2011 afterwards, which impacted franchise future. However, you can still see the logo of EA on other platforms except for iOS, acting like they did something to the game. But anyway, Real Racing 2 originally launched at a price of $9.99. However, the price likely decreased from $9.99 to $4.99 by February 2011, and possibly to $2.99 by October 2011 to boost sales and stay competitive with other mobile games. Real Racing 2 is the second game in the franchise that earned the highest Metacritic score of 94 out of 100, surpassing the original Real Racing and even Real Racing 3. Critics enormously praise Real Racing 2 for its stunning graphics, realistic simulation, and extensive career mode, earning it multiple awards. Minor criticisms included multiplayer issues, lack of manual gear changing, and initial car selection challenges, but these did not significantly impact the game's universal acclaim. The game features 30 officially licensed cars and 15 fictional racetracks. The career mode was extensive, divided into 5 divisions: Club Division, State Showdown, Grand National, Pro Circuit, and World Series, with multiple race types like standard races against 15 AI opponents, head-to-head, and eliminations. Upon completing career mode, the player receives a trophy during an award ceremony and unlocks a prestigious McLaren F1 GTR as a reward. In addition to career mode, Real Racing 2 featured multiplayer with up to 16 players online, which is no longer available. However, you can still play local multiplayer, quick races, and time trials. In March 11, 2011, Firemint released the HD version of Real Racing 2 exclusively for iOS. It includes a party play mode introduced with an iOS 5 update, allowing up to 4 players to race in split screen on an HD TV using AirPlay. Each player uses their own iOS device as a controller, streaming the game to a TV for a shared experience. Party play requires at least a 5-powered device like iPhone 4S or iPad 2 for hosting, with other devices running iOS 5 and an HD TV with AirPlay support. Unfortunately, Real Racing 2 was removed from app stores across all platforms between 2018 and 2019. Real Racing 2 was known for its impressive graphics, especially for mobile devices at the time. The game used Firemint's main 3D engine, which leveraged OpenGL ES2 to deliver high-quality visuals optimized for Retina displays like the iPhone 4. Cars were highly detailed, with the cockpit view offering an accurate model of each vehicle's interior, enhancing the immersive experience. Tracks featured detailed environments with realistic lighting and textures, and included dynamic effects like car damage and skid marks that persisted throughout races. At the start of the race, you can see fans in the grandstands with cheering sounds in the background. In the sky, you will also notice flying objects like a blimp, hot air balloons, and a helicopter. While playing the game, I noticed a pretty interesting detail. Once again, Electronic Arts didn't develop Real Racing 2, but Fireman somehow used the start horn sounds from Need for Speed Shift series. Nowadays, it is pretty complicated to play Real Racing 2 since it's a very old game which requires outdated iOS or Android versions for compatibility. For iOS, the last supported version was likely iOS 11 as updates ceased after 2018 and Apple's shift to 64-bit apps in iOS 11 ended support for 30-bit apps like Real Racing 2 on newer versions. For Android, the game's last update was around 2012 and compatibility with the recent Android versions is reported with issues. If you previously purchased Real Racing 2, you can still access it through your purchase history on iOS and Android provided you have a compatible device. For iOS, the game was updated in May 2018 to support iOS 11 and the iPhone X, making it compatible with devices running iOS 11 or earlier. This includes older models like the iPhone 5s, iPhone 6 or iPad Air, but newer iOS versions likely do not support it due to end of 30-bit app compatibility in iOS 11. To play, you would need to first log into the App Store with the account that purchased the game, second, navigate to your purchase history and download it, ensuring your device runs iOS 11 or earlier. For Android, if the game is in your Google Play library, you can attempt to install it on a compatible device. Older Android devices, such as those running Android 4.4 or earlier, might work better, but finding such devices is challenging. Alternatively, you can use Android emulators like BlueStacks to run Real Racing 2 if you have the game files. A few years back, I was lucky enough to play Real Racing 2 on my 2021 Android phone. The version I downloaded was modified by enthusiasts with fixed resolution, sound and smooth frame rate, plus compatibility with newer Android versions. This version, labeled 000851, can be found by simply searching for it on Google. You can also find other versions with varying file sizes. Honestly, Real Racing 2 deserved bigger updates like adding more cars and tracks. You see, racing simulators like Gran Turismo offer huge car lineups, but in Real Racing 2, 30 cars feels a bit limited. Even so, it's still an outstanding mobile racing game from 2010 that holds up remarkably well today, outshining Real Racing 3 in several aspects. This game truly deserves a remaster for modern phones, but remaster versions in mobile gaming are quite rare. Drop a comment below with any interesting facts or hidden details you know about Real Racing 2 and feel free to share your favorite memories from the game. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to help me race toward the YouTube Silver Play button. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next video.